Welcome back to the Yankees dynasty, and as you can see, as we get a stolen base attempt here from one of our fastest players in the organization, Duke Ellis, we are going to be looking at a lot more minor league games as we go into years 2, 3, and beyond, just because a lot of our veterans, they're going to get older and we're going to need to find replacements for them. Now, if we are as good as we think we will be over the course of the Aaron Judge contract and probably beyond, we don't expect to be a lottery team unlike many other franchises. As Cameron Eden gets on with a base hit, we have 2 on against the AAA rival Syracuse Mets. And Oswaldo Peraza, one of the players we may see in the future, he'll float it to center. Unfortunately, it'll be a flyout. Now, Spencer Jones plans to be a part of this organization's future, assuming he can get better within a reasonable amount of time. At age 24, he's got time. He's projected to be a center fielder and maybe a first baseman, but if Aaron Judge is still, well, he should still be here by the time he gets called up. And unfortunately, he's going to squander an opportunity to drive and run. And the Syracuse Mets are going to take the victory. We don't have a ton of top flight type prospects. Jones is definitely one of them. Vivas is another. We've got George Lombard Jr. down in Double-A. And Clayton Beeter is a solid pitcher, though I don't know where he fits in the rotation at the major league level, just given the amount of guys that we have on no trade clauses. And holy hell, we got our asses handed to us against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Marcell Ozuna continues to have yet another hot season. This is only game number 3, as he drives in 6 RBI for his D-backs. Eduardo Rodriguez has a phenomenal game, 7 innings, 8 strikeouts. As New York Yankees, we got a decent amount of hits, but only 1 run driven in a solo shot by Ben Rice, who seems to be the only player that wants to put up some kind of offense.
11, Jasson
So we jump into the next series against the Milwaukee Brewers. 2 on is Jackson Churio, ground ball to Volpe, shorthand toss to our new second baseman Rosario to fire over the first, not going to get there in time. Reynolds will be on the corners as Carlos Rodon misses low with the slider. 2-2 count, trying to induce a double play ball against Garrett Mitchell. Swing and a miss. Good pitch. Veteran pitching by Carlos Rodon. We're going to need more savvy pitching from our vets this year, much like last year. But there is the question of, did our starters peak last year? Carlos Rodon had an under 3 ERA. Luis Gil, even though he got the big contract, not a humongous contract, ground ball up the middle by Blake Perkins. And he will give the Brewers a now 2-1 lead, driving them in on a single. Is Garrett Cole going to come back and be, hell, the ace he's been most of his career? Fly ball in the left center. It bounces over the wall as Reynel Delgado will drive in a run. Chopper to Rodon. He's going to go to first, but because he's unfortunately left-handed, it ends up being a pretty slow spin, and he's like 34. Over to first, and I really thought he got him, but he was in no man's land. He wasn't going to get the man at home, wasn't going to get the man at first. Ground ball Volpe, he'll go to first, and we finally get out of the 4th inning, but we are down 4-1. We do end up losing this one, so what are we on, like an 0-5 start to the season? Now, granted, we are very early in the year, so I'm not going to sit here and panic quite yet, but I am not really liking what I'm seeing. Granted, not every starter has, no. Rodon's our 5th starter. We've gone through everybody. Okay, maybe a little bit of panic, but it's still very, very early. The bullpen, geez Louise. Fluarte and Cruz both giving up like 3 runs in their appearances, and it's just not looking good so far. Anthony Volpe gets a hold of one in the 2nd game of the Brewers series, but unfortunately he's going to squander a runners in scoring position opportunity. And we keep pushing along. It's still close, so we're not out of it yet. And we have beaten the Brewers last season. They're a bit better. I think they got a little better. I believe they re-signed some of their starters, as DJ LeMahieu unfortunately whiffs at a high fastball. He'll be the 5th strikeout for Peralta. And Cody Bellinger will hit this one to right field, and unfortunately it'll be yet another out. Giancarlo Stanton, hard hit. One burner on the wet, well, kind of wet dirt for a single. And Chisholm looks to drive our offense to a run, but unfortunately it's going to be very hard hit to right fielder for an out. Dominguez takes a slider off the oblique. Ooh, not a good look, but he seems to be okay. Wells, frustrated with the offensive output so far from the Yankees, as they just can't seem to drive in a run even through 7 innings. Now in the 9th, Bellinger unfortunately swings and misses at a low slider by Joel Payamps. First strikeout of the inning, and Judge rolls over one to third. I honestly forget who the third baseman is. I think it's Tehran. Throws it over to first, and the Yankees come down to their final batter unless something crazy happens. That being Big G, Giancarlo Stanton, batting .278 thus far. Fouls off a 4-seam fastball. Gets yet another opportunity, and ends up getting hit in the shoulder by a sinker that had literally no sink. So leave it to another batter to come to the plate, and Joe Adell will pinch run in this situation. Definitely can go first to home if Chisholm can get one down in the gap and tie the ball game. Hell, Chisholm might end up on third if he runs fast enough. Ooh, terrible swing on the slider. Maybe looking for a fastball. Talking to the first base coach is Adell, looking to see what the strategy is. Hit and run is not the smartest. Maybe a stolen base attempt as Chisholm foul off a slider. Next pitch, inside high fastball, and I honestly don't blame Chisholm for taking that one. What are you going to do with that pitch besides basically pop it up if you are not absolutely on it? And it doesn't seem like any of our Yankees are on it at this point. 4 hits in this ball game. They had 6, so we didn't pitch terribly. It's offense. Big G, the Twin Towers, you know what they did. They got a hit. Volpe and Wells got hits as well. Schmidt had a good game. 7 strong, 7 strikeouts, gave up 5 hits. The 1 run is all it took to beat us. It's not a good look as Aaron Judge hits this one down the right field line, and it hooks. Ooh, just foul. A little under 5 feet outside of the pole. And damn, Eric Feedy practically throws this one away, but why didn't Chisholm go to second? Dude, that was easy. And Judge will hard chop this one on the ground, toss to Feedy, and he is somehow going to beat out Aaron Judge. I feel like they've disrespected his speed. 43? Seriously? Sprint speed in StatCast isn't everything. Judge is not that slow. Ground ball to LeMahieu, decides not to tag the runner going to second and throw it to first. And we'll get out of the 4th inning here on this sunny afternoon. LeMahieu here in the last year of his contract, mercifully, flies this one into straightaway center field. And runner from second will have to retreat back. Chisholm gets a hold of this cutter, but not quite all of it as he hits it to straightaway center. And unfortunately, can't get a run to score from second, which seems to be a theme thus far in this year. This is Cole's second start. Gets a strikeout here in the 6th inning on a circle change, his 5th of the ball game. He has gotten some strikeouts, and robo-umps did him dirty. Back in the day, he would have gotten that call. That's his second walk as Eric Haase hits this one deep to right field. Judge chasing it back at the Nike side. He makes the catch, throws it back in as the runner advances second to third. And the Brewers will have runners on the corners with 2 away, and then Slater will pop this one up right behind second base for the final out of the 6th. Ahmed Rosario did start off the season as the leadoff hitter, but unfortunately we've already moved him down to the bottom of the lineup as he's hitting 100, now less than that with this fly out the left. You know, it doesn't hurt to shake up the lineup, but maybe Aaron Boone was a little quick to make that move as Chisholm now flies out to left center. As we see on the bottom screen, Mr. Matt Olson, congratulations with his 300th home run of his career. He's had a pretty damn good career, given he did play in Oakland for a while, but has definitely made a mark for himself as a member of the Atlanta Braves. Haase, ground ball to second, and Rosario throws it to first, and we might be looking at extras. Slater, hard ground up the middle right on the other side of Rosario. He cannot get to it, and Adell is playing center field as somebody needs a day off around here. And Perkins, hard up the middle, and it's like the same thing. Adell will recover it, fire back in the infield. The runner will go to third, and there's now runners at the corners here in the top of the 9th inning. Scott Efros in some deep doo-doo. McKinstry ends up fouling off a sinker. 22nd pitch from Efros, and he's able to sneak a slider in right in on the corner for the second out, but he is not out of danger quite yet. Reynel Delgado takes the sinker low, very low, and I don't blame Efros for throwing low because, well, he doesn't throw that hard. Even though that slider's pretty nice, and this might get them out of danger. Fly ball into foul territory as Rison's making the catch, and we are going to the bottom of the 9th inning. We've got Aaron Judge leading off, Giancarlo Stanton and Jasson Dominguez for the 9th inning comeback. Well, hell, the win really is what we need. As Jordan Romano, we are very familiar with him. Spent 6 years in Toronto. Spent some time in Philly last year, if I'm not mistaken. He has a World Series ring, but you know, MLB The Show doesn't put the World Series championships on guys' resumes. Nonetheless, we'll get a strike on Aaron Judge. Joel Payamps preparing himself for extra innings if needed. Judge not hitting very Judge-like, as now he's now under 250 with the strikeout. Granted, it's like the 6th game of the year. And Giancarlo Stanton smokes one very hard per usual into right field, but because he's so slow and he hit it so damn hard, he's going to hit on first. It's all right. No big deal. We got a runner on. That means Jasson Dominguez comes to the dish. Are we going to go to a pinch runner? I really wouldn't blame us. We're going to go with the rare speedy catcher, Jesus Rodriguez, the rookie. And see what Dominguez has in store. He fouls off a slider behind the backstop. He's only got one hit this entire season in 16 plate appearances. And next pitch, swing and miss at the high heater. Romano able to get it up to 99. Third pitch, fouls off his slider. He really should have let go. Not that even if it bounced and went in the backstop, Stanton wasn't going anywhere. And this ball now goes to the backstop, and because of the pinch runner, oh yeah, Jesus Rodriguez advances to second. I forgot. Stanton has been replaced at this point, and that will be scored a wild pitch. So these are runner in scoring position, something we haven't done very well this season with, as the two-seamer right down the ding-dong. Come on, you got to smash that. And, ooh, a loud crack deep to left field. I don't remember who left fielder is. I think it's Yelich, and it's not going to matter. The Yankees, after what, 6 games, finally have a victory in this season. It shouldn't have taken this long. We did play a very good Diamondbacks team, who honestly is probably one of the best power lineups in the game. But hey, we took care of business as we needed to here. Call it lucky if you want to. But hey, a victory is a victory, and a lot of times you're going to end up with walk-offs here and there. Efros gets the victory. We had less hits. But for more Season 1 and 2 action, check out the channel or the video you see before you.